Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lift Her Weight podcast episode 2. And this podcast from now on will be produced with Michelle, my hero, and with me. And we are going to make it our own and yours too, because we want you to find something and relate maybe. Whether you're a guy, whether you're a woman, whether you're bodybuilding, whether you're lifting, whether you're not lifting, we just want you to find something that maybe will kind of call on you, and you will tell us about it in comments.
Yeah.
And Michelle,
Yeah.
hi.
Hey.
Hey. I people don't really know, and we don't really know each other that much. So I remember when the first time I saw you. You work as a personal trainer now.
Yeah.
And I saw you at Movati.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, wow, she's amazing physique, because I've been working out and trying to build a figure. But then I look at you and I said, wow, how long did it take her? And I thought that you looked amazing. I was scared a little bit at first. Do you get that a lot?
Lately, no, some people do approach me. I find more extroverted people approach me. But yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes I get people come up to me, and other times that I don't. So,
And what do people tell you when they approach you?
well, like the other day, I had a mom and a daughter come up to me in the gym, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good, love." And I'm like, "Thank you, thank you." And it's funny because I don't even, in my own mind, I don't even expect that to happen. I just kind of, like I was telling my boyfriend, like Jeff, I'm like people come up to me and I'm like, I don't even know how to accept that or deal with that, because I don't know how to take a compliment, literally.
Why?
Yeah. Well, before I used to be really, really bad at it, and I'd be like, thanks. And I would come off like really rude, you know? But because I just don't, I don't see myself that way, you know? And I never took compliments well. But now I've kind of gotten a little bit better at it because I've had more interactions like that. But it took me about 4 or 5 years to build a competitive physique. But I had never had the desire to do a competition or go into bodybuilding. It was just recreational at first. But I just fell in love with the sport. It teaches you so much about just life in general, and especially delayed gratification. So it feels like, to me, bodybuilding is something that, the physique comes after, right? It's just, the physique is a bonus that you get from putting in the hard work.
I never thought it that way. Why I started my journey was more because I actually wanted to take control of my body and my physique. Mm-hmm. Like you, I have very hard time. People approach me and say, "Oh, you look amazing. I wish I have." I had women come up to me and say, "I wish I have your body," and I said, "Thanks, but it's nothing special." I don't think that.
Yeah.
And I tell them, for me, it was me taking control of my body.
Yeah.
And again, I remember even the first time when I approached the coach, I told him, I want to just learn to build my body. I don't care about competing.
Yeah.
But I had a different experience. I went through pregnancy that was very difficult, and I had I had to have 2 surgeries afterwards because of it. So it was taking control of your body. And for you, it was just because?
It was just because, well, it's a little bit of my story. I broke up with a boyfriend at the time, and I was so angry at the world. And basically what happened, I started everything. Bodybuilding for me started when I took a leap of faith for myself. And this was now 6 years ago. And I was about to get married. I was going to have kids, have a whole entire life. And but I felt so much resentment in me. There was so much anger in me. And I ended up leaving that relationship before he proposed to me. And I started up fresh. I had no friends because all of my friends were mutuals with him. And I went to the gym on my own. And it's funny that you tell me the first time that you saw me, because that same thing happened to me 6 years ago. And I walked into the gym and I saw this girl and I was like, holy shit. I'm like, if I could just look like that girl, I would feel like I'm on cloud 9. And at the time I was 110 pounds soaking wet. I was this tiny little thing. And I had so much anger built up in me, you know, because I was like, fuck men, I'm so done with them, you know, they tell me what to do, you know, I'm not going to be a housewife, you know, I don't want kids right now. So I met this girl and she was badass. I was like, let's go. A friend of mine introduced me to her because I was a little bit shy to go up and talk to her, right? Because I was very insecure at the time, very low confidence. And so anyway, she took me under her wing and we started training together. And then through that, I also met my boyfriend, Jeff, now. And then he also helped me. And so I had people who have been doing it longer than I have kind of like take me under their wing, and I started training like a classic physique guy, a classic physique pro, right? So I built a feminine version of what a classic physique guy is, which is figure category.
Yeah.
And
Did
so
you ever
anyway,
think about the categories and where you're
Nothing.
gonna fit?
Nothing. I just kept building and building and building, and then it got to the point where it was like, okay, Michelle, you're too big for bikini, you're too big for wellness. Like, there's no way with your shoulders we're going right to figure. So it was crazy because usually when you start bodybuilding, you'll start like bikini, you'll do wellness. But because I was building for like 4 years prior, it was
Wow.
like, yeah. And then under the direction of Jeff, like for me, it was, you know, the thing in bodybuilding is it's a individual sport, but it's something that you don't like, you're not alone in the sport. You have to have people and support that lead you to where you are. So for me, when I see a beautiful physique, I know that, I mean, it's that person's effort, but it's also other people that instill qualities in that person and help them through. Because nobody does this sport without guidance.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm at the beginning. You're more advanced. And I remember when I was telling you, I said to you, remember one time I met you and I said, and we were just, again, it was like a second or third time. And I said to you,
Yeah.
Michelle, I don't know anyone. I feel alone.
Yeah.
It's just me and I'm figuring it out. And it's so tough to find the right coach, even like the right trainer to help you connect with the muscle and like to understand that it's a very specific thing when you're training. It's a specific muscle that you need to engage. It's not just like a freaking throwing weight, right?
Yeah. And that's the art of bodybuilding.
And I felt alone.
Yeah.
And I'm still building that support system around me. You're one of, like, I keep saying, like, it's like an angel came to me because I got so inspired when I saw you. And then but how do you build that system around you? You just trial and error?
You mean like how do you
Build people around you? Just
It's just I have a saying, it's a common saying, birds of a feather flock together. So you literally just gravitate in terms of energy to people who are similar to you. And I find that everywhere that I go.
Yeah.
So since I started my bodybuilding journey, it's just been like, as soon as I feel a friendship connection with somebody, I'm just like, okay, good, they're good shit, you know?
Yeah.
We're good, you know? And then like, you need that community, right? So, and like I was telling you, I was like, I need like more people here, you know, like more of that friend and community and people with positive attitude, you know? People who go to the gym, they always want to like better themselves. So you need that energy. You need people who are going to be like, you go in the gym and you're like, oh, they're doing cardio. I'm like, I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta get to it. And just inspire people who are inspiring, you know? For me too, like having people who are bigger fish than me, you know? Like women who look better than me, you know? I'm like, I literally like, I want that in my environment because then it inspires me to be better, right? Here, kind of like, you know, I'm like, there's not too many competitors in this area, so you don't really feel that vibe. I used to feel that vibe during COVID. We had a really good group, but that is kind of something that if you don't have it, you kind of keep it. Like for me, I keep it in my mind. When I come to the gym, I get myself psyched in that mindset, regardless too, right? But to also have that community is a huge bonus, really. Like, it's so much fun. And you should have fun. doing the sport, going to the gym, seeing your friends, like pushing each other, right? Like being there for each other during your sets, right? That's literally what it's about, you know?
So if you have to give an advice to a woman or even a guy or someone who is even interested to kind of go,
Yeah.
there's so many people, they say to me, and we see it, like, I'm afraid to go to the gym because I don't know what to do, or I would
Yeah.
feel judged, or
Yeah, that was me.
and I was even talking to Fred today, my friend and the co-producer. He said to me, "Oh, I'm out of shape," and I said, I don't want to hear that you are out of shape. I'm out of shape.
Yeah.
Because we walk into the gym and the goal is to walk in and not think about how shape you are, how not in
Yeah.
shape you are. You're here to better yourself.
Yeah.
Every time you do a little better, if you can walk out feeling that you maybe just you did one more rep, or you had that connection a bit more today, or you figured out something that is not quite there, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna ask Michelle next time about my trap, right?
Yeah.
It is what matters.
Yeah. And this is a thing, and I say this to all my clients too. It doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, the feeling is still the same. You still feel the pain regardless. You still give your 100%, and that is the beauty of this sport. Your skill improves with the way that you move and whatnot, but that feeling is still the same. Whether you're like seasoned or you're beginner, you're still thriving. You're looking for that pain, and it never changes, right? So people get discouraged. They're like, oh, like I'm so weak, blah blah. It's like, yeah, the gravity is supposed to win. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you know, people who get frustrated are like, oh, I'm so weak. I'm like, that's great. I'm like, I could take 5-pound dumbbell and keep going until I can't anymore, and that I feel great, you know. But it's also that aspect of humbling yourself as well, right? Because like I started powerlifting with really bad form, and I in the beginning I did think like that. And it was ridiculous, because it was just like I was so obsessed with lifting heavy, and it's like, yeah, you have to lift heavy to build the strength, and then your muscle will grow, of course, but with good form. But heavy can also mean like going for like with a 10-pound dumbbell on a lateral raise. Like, that's fucking heavy. My shoulder can only handle so much, right? And so like people get annoyed that they can't lift, and it's like, yeah, but like I don't know what you're trying to achieve here. Like, bad form? Like, you're supposed to go until you can't anymore. You know?
Yeah.
And that should be what happens in every single training session, whether you're, like I said, in it for a long time or you're just starting. It's still the same fucking feeling.
Well, like, that's the kind of, we can have a whole episode about what's a proper lifting, because again, there is a lot of people. I was even telling Fred today, I said, don't ego lift.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not ego lifting. If it was ego lifting, I'll be like, I'll put the weight like at
But he's a big boy.
100.
He's a big boy.
He's a big guy. Yeah. But
He can lift a lot.
He can lift the whole rack. Like, he
Yeah.
was trying to do the pulls, like I was trying to warm him up, like with
Yeah.
his back with the resistant bands, and
Yeah.
he wrapped it around this rack, and he was started pulling, and they started pulling the rack with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Okay, thank you for this. I think we can wrap it here, because
Yeah.
we've chatted a lot. But
Yeah.
next week we will have another sesh, and we will talk about, I have some things in mind that we'll talk about, and you let us know what you think. Where are you in your journey of, whether it's fitness, whether it's doing something, whatever you love. And because it applies the same thing. It requires the discipline, it requires the love, it requires the passion, it requires the humbleness. Where are you? Share with us what you where you are, and maybe what you think about what we shared here. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.